have an associated address like a record in Pascal or structure in union in C language. When a program is executed, the object inherit by sending message to one another. Each object contains data and code to manipulate the data. Object can inherit without having to know details of each other's data or code. It is sufficient to know the type of message accepted and the type of response returned by the object. Next we have the concept of encapsulation. In normal terms, encapsulation is defined as wrapping up data and information under a single unit. In object-oriented programming, encapsulation is defined as a data binding. We bind the different data members and member function and constructor under a one class or object. Consider a real-life example of encapsulation. In a company, there are different sections like account section, finance section, sales section. The finance section handles all the financial transaction and keep the record of all the data related to the finance. Same wise, the sales section handles all the sales related activities and keep records of all the sale. Now there may arise a situation when for some reason an official from the finance section need all the data about the sales section in particular month. In this case, he is not allowed to directly access the data of sales section. He will first have to contact some other officers in sales section and then request him to give the particular data. This is what encapsulation is, where the data of sales section and employees that can manipulate them are wrapped under a single name known as sales section. So here's a very simple graphical representation of encapsulation in C++. We have our methods, then we have our variables. Encapsulate inside a class. Encapsulation also leads to data abstraction or data hiding, as using encapsulation also hide the data. In the above example, the data of any of the section like sales or finance or account are hidden from one other section. Next we have the concept of abstraction in object-oriented programming languages. Data abstraction is one of the most essential and important feature of object-oriented programming in C++. Abstraction means displaying only essential information and hiding the unusual detail. Data abstraction refer to provide only essential information about the data to the outside world, hiding the background detail or implementation. Now consider a real life example of man driving a car. The man only knows the pressing the accelerator will increase the speed of the car or applying brakes will stop the car, but he doesn't know about how on pressing accelerator the speed is actually increasing. He doesn't know about the inner mechanism of car or implementation of accelerator, brake, etc. in the car. So this is what abstraction is. Abstraction using classes. We can implement abstraction in C++ using classes. The class help us to group data member and member function using available access specifier, which I have told you in my previous video. There are three type of access specifier in C++ classes. First one is public, means it is accessible to the outside world, and second one is private. For private data we have to define some functions to access that data, and third we have protected. A class can decide which data member will be visible to the outside world and which is not. Second we have abstraction in header files. One more type of abstraction in C++ can be header files. For example, consider a power method present in a math.header file. By the way, power is a built-in class by C++, which help us in doing mathematical calculation. Whenever we need to calculate the power of a number, we simply call the function present in math.html